Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the Ingroove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for March 13, 2026, and it is a jam-packed new arrival video this week. Big Analogue Productions order, but I will show you that in a minute. Up first, I've got a Whatnot later today. I'm not going to do one for a couple of weeks after this, but I'm going to be doing a Whatnot later today. A lot of just original pressing stuff going to go on that one. If you've never purchased from us on Whatnot before, click the link below. You could register. You'll get $25 off your first order. Is it 25 or 50? I think it's $15. $15 off your first order. If you buy a $15 record, it'll essentially be free. You got to pay for shipping. But yeah, that's going to be 5 o'clock Arizona time. It's just a 1-hour live stream. Couple of pre-orders that were announced. Mobile Fidelity is doing Emerson, Lake, and Palmer's Brain Salad Surgery. That is on LP and SACD. So I'm kind of guessing at this point they're doing most of the ELP catalog, although they never really said so. But when all is said and done, I think we'll have the whole ELP catalog from Mobile Fidelity. To be announced, like all Mobile Fidelity titles, they don't give dates anymore, but typically within 3 months of now is when the stuff gets released. Ringo Starr's got an album coming up. Long, Long Road coming out April 24th. It's kind of nice that he's not doing a 10-inch EP this time around. He had a run of EPs, which were kind of driving me crazy. I hate 10 inches personally. They're a pain in the shop. And it's nice that this is getting a proper 12-inch. New Blue Note tone poet, McCoy Tyner's Asante. This is coming out May 1st. 2 new titles from the Chess series, the Acoustic Sounds series, Chess series. Acoustic Sounds Chess series. Probably that's the way to go. Howlin' Wolf and John Lee Hooker's The Real Folk Blues. They're both the Real Folk Blues. How does that work? So if John Lee Hooker had the Real Folk Blues, then what was Howlin' Wolf's? Was that the Real Folk Blues too? Can you have 2 Real Folk Blues? I don't know how that works. Howlin' Wolf is May 22nd. John Lee Hooker is June 19th. Sting has a new live album coming out. The Night Watch coming out June 26th. Also this week, I've got the new Technics GME coming. A lot of people have actually emailed me on this. I haven't put it up on the website for pre-order because there wasn't a lot of information to build a pre-order, not even pricing until just recently. The GME is the final edition of the 1200G turntable. So they did a 1200G, wildly successful. I sold a ton of them. That has been discontinued, although I still have a silver one in stock. Out of the black, the 1200 is the silver, the 1210 is the black. I've actually got confirmed 1210s on the way. But this is the pimped out version. Everything they could possibly throw at it is in the GME. If you're interested in that, I've got it on the way. Email the store. Like I said, as of now, these are super limited. They're doing 1200 in gray, which is the 1200. They're doing 1210 in the black. So yeah, what is that going to be? 2,410 units. They're going to, worldwide, they're going to sell really, really quick. If you guys remember, there was a when the 1200G finally came out, there was another anniversary series of that table, or wasn't an anniversary series, it was what was it called? The GM, it was another GM something or other. Anyways, that thing was wildly successful, sold out everywhere, and then it like crept up in value, almost like a collectible record. But yeah, it is on the way. Okay, let's get into this massive stock of pre-order, or excuse me, new arrivals I'll show you guys. Starting with some Analogue Productions SACDs. Finally got Hall & Oates Abandoned Luncheonette on SACD. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Kaya, SACD. Van Morrison's Astral Weeks, SACD. And Graham Nash, Songs for Beginners on SACD. Another hotly awaited title is the Analogue Productions Jimi Hendrix UHQR of Access Bold as Love. This is the stereo copy and the mono copy. These are limited to, how many did they do? I forget the number off the top of my head, but these are close to selling out everywhere. We're on the very final run of these. I mean, this thing was released close to being sold out. So when they're gone, they're gone. Box set, massive box set. Rush Grace Under Pressure. This is the limited edition Super Deluxe 5 LP, 180 gram, half cut vinyl plus Blu-ray, plus all kinds of digital bonus tchotchkes, you name it, in this giant, massive box set. All right. Also from Analogue Productions, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Uprising at 45 RPM. And I'm actually looking forward to listening to these. Kaya, also at 45 RPM. We've got the first couple of titles that have dropped in the new Living Stereo 45 RPM series. This is Ravel's Daphnis and Chloe. I think there's another one in here. Van Morrison's Moondance from Analogue Productions. This is the 45 RPM of Moondance and the 45 RPM of Astral Weeks. We've got Cream, the Royal Albert Hall, London, May 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th, 2005. 20th anniversary edition on neon green splatter and light blue vinyl. Johnny Blue Skies and the Dark Clouds. This is Sturgill Simpson's latest album. Mutiny After Midnight. This is the indie exclusive. Or no, this is the black vinyl. I think the indie exclusive, we've got half of our allocation of it. It was an allocated album. I've got the rest coming next week. So if you pre-ordered it, half of the people are getting it this week. The other half, depending on when you order, are going to get it next week. Very, very desirable album. Everyone's been going crazy for it. Haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, though. Chicago 6. This is from Friday Music. The band, Northern Lights. Southern Cross. From Universal. New album from the Black Crowes, A Pound of Feathers. Looking forward to this a lot. Joe Henderson, Tetragon. This is a new jazz dispensary top shelf series. All analog cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray. House in a beautiful tip-on jacket. Great title. Very pricey when you find an original. $100 album at least. I think I showed this last week. I don't know why this is in here. The Lawrence Maribel Quartet. Tenorman. Great blue note tone poet on Jazz West. Oh, I know why. Half of them that I got last week were destroyed, but I finally got the replacements in. Sometimes UPS, rather than nicely delivering packages, I think they just play football with them, then deliver the packages. So we have to deal with damage issues, and that was the victim of a football aficionado UPS delivery driver. Okay. Pharoah Sanders, Elevation. This is a Verve Vault Series title. So far, these have all been pretty damn killer that I've heard. All titles cut from the original analog tapes by Ryan K. Smith at Sterling Sound. Pharoah Sanders, Elevation. And this is the title of the two that I'm looking forward to the most. This is Gabo Zabro's Spellbinder. Originally on Impulse. Well, this is still technically an Impulse title. Nina Simone Sings the Blues. This is interesting because, what is this? What's the label on this? It's just an RCA pressing. Peter Gabriel, In the Big Room, live at Real World Studios 2003. Includes a high-res download card. Sheila E. Bel Air, Deluxe Edition LP. I've seen Sheila once in concert with the Ringo Starr All-Star Band. It was pretty damn awesome. She was great. Sheila E. and Friends, Bel Air Instrumentals. From Music on Vinyl, we've got Faster Pussycat, Wake Me Up When It's Over. Eels, Daisies and the Galaxy, 2LP 25th Anniversary Edition. Bridget Calls Me Baby, Irreversible, on white vinyl. Dog Park, Corporate Vision, on Coke Bottle Transparent Vinyl. Foy Vance, The Wake on Bathed in Blue vinyl on Rounder Records. Ah, yes. Marty Supreme, the original soundtrack on A24. James Blake, Trying Times. Michael Petrucciani, the very first time on vinyl. This is Both Worlds with Steve Gadd, Bob Brookmeyer, Anthony Jackson. Released by BMG and Digger's Factory. 2 LP set. Oh man, I had an original come in of this years ago. Very high-end record. Pretty awesome. Featuring the cellist from Black Unity Trio. Let's see. Debut album originally released in 1972. This is Julius Hemperfill Doggin AD. This is being released by Superior Viaduct. Beautiful tip-on jacket. If you're in avant-garde jazz, the funky side of things, check that out. I remember listening to it quite a few times back when I got it. Control, the name of this album is Spirit. That was back in the day when I was trying not to keep everything for myself, so a lot of great stuff, unfortunately, I sold. The Exploited, Punk's Not Dead. And I regret a lot of them. I had a Joe McPhee Nation Time that I sold. I had original Vibes from the Tribe that I sold. Lamb of God, Into Oblivion. A massive run of Cannibal Corpse, Bloodthirst on limited edition white vinyl. Pretty much a whole catalog reissue. Kill on white vinyl. Also on white vinyl, Red Before Black. All the Cannibal Corpse you could ever want here, guys. A skeletal Domain. Also, I guess they're all on white vinyl. The Wretched Spawn. Gallery of Suicide. I wish they maybe should have spread these out a little bit more. Chaos Horrific. But they're like, nah, we're just going to do it all at once. Torture. Gore Obsessed. And then the same label did the same thing with King Diamond. So these are all King Diamond records on white vinyl. Them. The Dark Sides. 12-inch EP. All on white vinyl. Songs for the Dead Alive. King Diamond, House of God on white vinyl. See all you guys, oh, he always shows jazz, he always shows jazz. Not today. This is a half metal showing. The Spider's Lullaby. I mean, technically it's 2 bands, but still. The Graveyard. The Eye. And Voodoo. Okay, I think the titles coming up are actually really popular restocks I pulled out to show you guys. Starting with the definitive version of Prince's Purple Rain. I did a review on this a while back, talked about it in great length, compared it against the Analogue Kevin Gray cut. Watched that review, that came out on top, and it's digital. All Analogue cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray, Black Sabbath's Paranoid, and ZZ Top Eliminator on my top 100 imprint analog records for 2025 you should own list. ZZ Top's first album, Rhino Hi-Fi of the Doors, self-titled, an absolute no-brainer pickup if you don't have it. What are you waiting for? Part of the Rhino Reserve series, we've got the Doors' Greatest Hits. Rhino had a big repress because they were out of a lot of stuff for a lot of months, and it just all of a sudden came. America, Rhino Reserve. Got a restock once again of this Chambers Brothers. The time has come. From Music on Vinyl, limited to 1,000 copies. This thing has been selling like gangbusters every time I get it. I'm going through dozens of copies. Also from my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list, the Talking Heads, more songs about buildings and food. Coltrane Plays the Blues, the Rhino Hi-Fi with the French covers. These are all in mono with the French covers. John Coltrane's Olé. This is not part of the French cover series, although this is in stereo. There is a Olé in mono part of that box set. Another restock, Sturgill Simpson, Rhino Reserve of A Sailor's Guide to Earth. Houses of the Holy. Just always a popular title. Another restock of the Rhino Reserve of Eddie Hazel's Game, Names, and Guitar Things. Killer record. Eddie Hazel from Funkadelic, responsible from that blistering Maggot Brain solo. He does California Dreamin' on this from the Mamas and the Papas. I Want You, She's So Heavy from the Beatles. Fantastic record. Highly recommend it. Fleetwood Mac's Future Games, Rhino Reserve. Restock of Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies. An always popular title, Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Got a restock of the Rhino Reserve, Porno for Pyros. I think before that reissue, that was like a $400 record. So that was a really welcoming addition to the bins. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? This is the 25th anniversary indie color exclusive Ton Draper Red version. Just came out. And restock from Analogue Productions, Genesis Selling England by the Pound, part of the Atlantic 75th anniversary series. Pretty solid new arrival week. A lot of killer restocks, a lot of stuff I know you guys have been waiting on for a while, and I apologize. I'm at the mercy of the label. They always send stuff out a couple of weeks after it is released. That's just what it is. I have no control. Trust me, I wish I did, but I don't. But I actually have a big Analogue Productions restock, not restock, but like the next series of titles I'll have next week. So yeah, hopefully that'll get us nice and caught up. And yeah, I know you guys are like, where's my stuff? I'm like, I'm trying, guys. It's in the queue. It's coming. I paid for it, I promise. But it's here. And if you pre-ordered it, you've probably got it by now because I shipped it all off last week. I just didn't have it in time to show you for the video. But right now, all this can be purchased online at the website, theingroove.com. Until next time.